Hello, my name is Vina Caldestina and today I will doing my project 2, Introduction to Literature. First, definition of melodrama. Melodrama is literary and dramatic genre that emphasizes emotional intensity, moral conflict, and clear distinctions between good and evil. It focuses on human suffering and injustice to invoke sympathy and ethical awareness from the audience. According to Sanders 2020, melodrama foregrounds emotional excess and moral polarization to engender the audience sympathy and judgment. Characteristics of melodrama. Melodrama has several characteristics such as strong and exaggerated emotion, a clear distinction between good and evil, innocent victim versus cruel antagonist, emotionally suffering and dramatic conflict, clear moral value, and stories that often end with justice or emotional resolution. Overall, these characteristics show that melodrama focuses on emotional impact and moral clarity, aiming to deeply engage the audience and delivers clear message about right and wrong. Example first, Titanic, directed by James Cameron. Titanic is a strong example of melodrama because it centers on intense emotional suffering and tragic love story set against a catastrophic event. The characters are clearly defined. Morally, Jack is portrayed as selfless and compassionate, while social inequality and rigid class system act as emotional antagonists. The film exaggerates emotional moments such as sacrifice, separation, and loss to deeply move to the audience. Jack Dead in particular represents melodrama focused on suffering and emotional excess to invoke sympathy and moral reflection, aligning with Sanders' definition of melodrama. Example number 2, Gone with the Wind, is categorized as melodrama because it emphasizes intense emotional struggle, romantic conflict, and personal suffering set against the backdrop of the American Civil War. The character of Scarlett O'Hara experiences loss, love, and survival in an emotionally heightened manner. The narrative prioritizes emotional engagement and moral tension rather than humor. The exaggerated emotional response, the focus on romantic suffering strongly reflect melodrama defining characteristic. Why does work fit melodrama? Both Titanic and Gone with the Wind reflect melodrama because they emphasize intense emotional conflict, personal suffering is central to the story. The narrative aims to invoke sympathy and emotional expression is heightened. Conclusion: melodrama is a genre that emphasizes emotional intensity, moral clarity, and human suffering in order to strongly engage the audience feelings. Through Titanic and Gone with the Wind, melodrama portrays personal struggle, love, loss, and survival in emotionally heightened way, allowing audience to empathize deeply with the character. Both works focus on exaggerated emotional expression rather than humor, highlighting how melodrama uses strong sentiment and moral conflict to convey its message. Therefore, this example clearly demonstrates how melodrama functions as a powerful genre for evoking sympathy and emotional involvement from the audience. Definition of tragicomedy. Tragicomedy is a literary genre that combines elements of tragedy and comedy with a single narrative, allowing serious and painful situations to coexist with humor, irony, or emotional relief. Unlike pure tragedy, tragicomedy does not focus solely on despair or catastrophic endings. Instead, it presents human suffering alongside moments of laughter, hope, or resilience. This genre reflects the complexity of real life, where tragic experiences are often accompanied by humor or coping mechanism. According to Bernard Ducourt 2020, tragicomedy presents serious and painful conflict while incorporating comic elements that prevent the work from becoming wholly tragic. Through this combination, tragicomedy enables audience to confront difficult realities without being overwhelmed by despair, creating a balanced emotional experience. Characteristic of tragicomedy. The characteristics of tragicomedy show a balance between tragic and comedy. Serious and painful situations are blended with humor, irony, or satire, creating strong emotional contrasts where sadness and laughter coexist. Although the characters experience suffering, they are not pushed into total despair, as tragic events are often softened by comic relief. Overall, tragicomedy reflects real human life, which is complex and can be defined as pure tragic or purely comic. Example number 1, Gulliver's Travel, is a strong example of tragicomedy because it combines satirical humor with serious and often pessimistic view of human nature and society. The novel presents absurd and humorous situations such as tiny people of Lilliput or the giants of Brobdingnag, which create comic effect for the readers. However, beneath its humorous surface, the story conveys tragic and critical themes, including political corruption, moral weakness, and the flaw of humanity. The laughter produced by satire exists alongside a deep sense of disappointment and critique toward human behavior. This coexistence of comedy and seriousness reflects the character of tragedy, where humor is exposed painful truth without turning the narrative into pure tragedy. Number 2, Life is Beautiful, is a clear example of tragicomedy because it blends tragic, historical reality with humor and imagination. The film is set during the Holocaust, which represents extreme suffering, violence, and loss. However, the main character, Guido, uses humor and painful imagination as a way to protect his son from the harsh reality of the concentration camp. The coexistence of comedy and tragedy is central to the narrative, while the background of the story is deep tragic. The use of humor prevents the film from becoming a pure tragedy. Instead, it presents suffering alongside an emotional warmth. This balance reflects the essence of tragicomedy, where painful experiences are softened through comic elements without denying the seriousness of the situation. Why this work with tragicomedy? Both Gulliver's Travel and Life is Beautiful because they combine serious and painful themes with humor or imaginative elements. Tragic is not denied, but balanced with hope, irony, or satire. The stories avoid complete despair by allowing comic relief to coexist with tragedy. In conclusion, tragicomedy is a genre that combines serious and painful experience with humor, irony, or imagination in order to reflect the complexity of human life. Through the Gulliver's Travel and Life is Beautiful, tragicomedy presents suffering alongside laughter, allowing audience to confront harsh reality without being overwhelmed by despair. Both works demonstrate how comic elements can soften tragedy while still conveying deep moral and social criticism. Therefore, tragicomedy functions as a powerful genre that balances emotional depth with relief, making it meaningful representation of human experience. Extrinsic element of Othello by William Shakespeare. Social and cultural context. Othello reflects the Elizabeth era views on race, identity, as monk living in Venetian society. Othello is treated as an outsider, which affects how others perceive him and how he views himself. Psychological factors, jealousy, insecurity, and manipulation are central psychological elements, especially in Othello and Iago. Moral and ethical value. The play emphasizes moral issues such as trust, loyalty, honest, and the destructive power of deceit. Political and military context. Othello's position as a respected general influence the setting and gives Iago an opportunity to exploit military hierarchy. B. Influence on the development of the drama. Othello's insecurity as an outsider makes him vulnerable to Iago's manipulation. His growing jealousy drives the plot forward and leads to irreversible tragic consequence. Genre of the drama is tragedy, and evidence supporting the genre. There are Iago reprint insinuations about Desdemona's identity, manipulate Othello's emotions, and the handkerchief incident become false proof of betrayal. In the final scenes, Othello kills Desdemona and then commits suicide after realizing the truth. Extrinsic element of King Lear. Social cultural context. The play reflects a feudal society where power, inheritance, and royal are central to political stability. Psychological factor, pride, poor judgment, and emotional blindness demon King Lear character. Moral and ethical value, loyalty versus betrayal within the family is a major theme. Political and military context, the play explores human suffering, madness, and the loss of meaning in life. Influence on the development of the drama, Lear's decision to divide his kingdom based on flattery rather than honest creates political chaos and family conflict, pushing the story toward tragedy. Genre of the drama is tragedy, and evidence supporting the genre. Lear disowns Cordelia for refusing to flatter him. The storm scenes represent Lear's mental collapse. Cordelia death and Lear death in the final scenes confirm the tragic ending. Extrinsic element of Macbeth. Social and cultural context. The play influenced by Scottish history and the belief in the divine right of kings. Psychological factor, witches and prophecies reflect the era belief in fate and the supernatural. Moral ethical value, ambition, guilt, paranoia strongly affect Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Political and military context, the play wars against unchecked ambition and moral corruptions. Influence on the drama, the witches perhaps awakened Macbeth's ambition, leading him to commit murder, the descent into tyranny and madness. Genre of the drama is tragedy, and evidence supporting the genre is the witches' prophecy that Macbeth will become king. The murder of King Duncan marks Macbeth's moral downfall. Lady Macbeth's sleepwalking scenes show overwhelming guilt, and Macbeth's death in the battle and his tragic journey. Extrinsic elements of Hamlet. Social cultural context. The play reflects Renaissance humanism, focusing on life, death, and moral responsibility. Psychological factor, Hamlet, internal conflict, doubt, and melancholy dominate the play. Moral and ethical value, the murder of Hamlet's father and his mother, remarriage, create emotional and ethical tension. Political and military context, power struggle within the Danish royal family influence the plot. Influence on the development of the drama, Hamlet's destination delays his revenge depending on the conflict and increasing the tragic impact of the ending. Genre of the drama is tragedy, and evidence supporting the genre. They are the ghost revels that Claudius murdered King Hamlet. Hamlet's to be or not to be. Soliloquy reflects external struggle. The play within a play exposes Claudian's guilt, and then the final duel results in multiple deaths, including Hamlet's. And this is summary of the presentation, intrinsic versus extrinsic literary analysis. This presentation examines intrinsic and extrinsic literary analysis and explain how both approaches contribute to deeper understanding of literary texts. Intrinsic and analysis focus on elements with the text itself, such as structure, language, imagery, symbolism, themes, and narrative technique. In contrast, intrinsic elements look beyond the text by considering the author background, historical and cultural context, psychological influence, and reader interpretation. The presentation show that relying on the only one method can limit interpretations. Through examples like Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings, it demonstrates how meaning can shift when social, historical, or ideological contexts are considered. A detailed example from Sylvia Plath, the Belgian Further illustrates how a question against richer meaning given the author's life, mental health, and cultural context are included alongside intrinsic analysis. And then explanation of intrinsic versus extrinsic approach in literary analysis. Literary analysis is a method used to understand how a literary text creates a meaning and communication ideas. According to the presentation, there are two main approaches in literary analysis. First, intrinsic analysis and extrinsic analysis. Each approach focuses on different aspects of a literary work, and both are important for a complete interpretation. Intrinsic literary analysis. The goal of intrinsic analysis is to understand how meaning is created through the structure and language of the text. Readers pay close attention to word choice, repetition, tone, and literary device to interpret the message of the world. In a poem, intrinsic analysis might focus on recurring image, metaphors, and rhyme patterns to interpret the text. For intensive analysis, the repeated use of darkness and light in the poem can reveal themes of hope, despair without knowing anything about the poet's life. Extrinsic literary analysis. Extrinsic analysis focuses on factors outside the text. This approach emphasizes that literary work is shaped by context, and understanding this context can deepen interpretations. Example, a story about poverty can be better understood through extrinsic analysis by examining the author's background or the economic condition of the time. Knowing that the author grew up in poverty might explain why the story strongly criticizes social inequality. Combining intrinsic and extrinsic analysis, the presentation emphasizes that intrinsic and extrinsic analysis should be combined, not separated. Combined example based on from the presentation. In a story about a broken family, intrinsic analysis focuses on the child emotion, narrative tone, and symbols such as empathy house. Extrinsic analysis connects the story to common social issues such as divorce or family instability in modern society. By combining both approaches, readers gain a deeper and more meaningful understanding of the text. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you and goodbye.